Today we got a special video for you guys. We're doing AlphaRex versus Morimoto! Hey guys, how do we keep it dirty? Again, we got our big comparison. You guys have been asking for this comparison for a very long time. And thanks to Gavin, we're finally able to make it happen. I got Jason with me.
It's Raptor 1023.
And I got Gavin with me.
F-150.
For this comparison, we're starting off with the Midnight Series. And Jason's going to give us an introduction on the Midnight Series.
I am. So the Midnight Series is AlphaRex's brand new headlight that just came out. It's basically a revision of the first Nova Series light that came out. So the subtle differences you can see, obviously, is everything inside the actual headlight housing has been blacked out. Your daytime running lights, otherwise known as your planks that highlight the outside of the light, those are also a little bit different than the original Nova Series. It's a more pronounced LED versus the diffuser strips that were in there before. But as far as light projection, everything's about the same.
Now, Gavin, you got the Morimotos. What makes these special, right? So what Morimotos are these? And can give us an overview of what you got.
So yeah, the Morimotos, there are a sequential turn signal, just your typical low and high beam, but no special indicators or anything like that.
We got two pods here for low beams, right?
Yep.
Then we got two for high beam.
That's correct.
Are these halogen? Are these HID? Or are they LED?
These are all LED.
So it's a full LED light.
Yep.
Okay. And how long have you had these?
I've had these about 1.5 years now.
Any issues in that 1.5 years?
I've had 2 warranty claims for them. The RL completely non-functional. The blinker also didn't work. And then for the driver's side, I had the high beams were not secured, and they would shake and they wouldn't stay in place.
Wow. Do you know how long the warranty is on these guys?
So luckily, I got a 5-year warranty.
Did you pay extra for the 5-year warranty?
No extra. I paid $12.50 from stage 3, and that included the 5-year warranty. And so far, it's been a pretty good warranty, so I'm pretty happy with that part.
So you said you paid $12.50, right? But I think we've seen it online, and the price varies anywhere between $1,900, I think we've seen, down to, I think the price stabilized around $1,600, and then a lot of the shops tend to have sale prices on them where it gets them down to about $1,200, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now the AlphaRex, depending on the model you get, they start at $12.50 and they go up to $1,300 depending on if you have the Raptor model that needs the extra wire harness and the color combination. This light also as well as full LED, both the top and the bottom, the planks LED. The only thing that's not an LED is the little light bulb there because it reuses the factory bulb.
Factory from F-150.
Factory from F-150 bulb. Now the kit will come with an incandescent bulb, so if you guys want one of these, it comes with an incandescent bulb, but you can definitely reach out to some of the other manufacturers out there like LastFit and get yourself a nice bright LED. Another cool feature of these guys is this is actually clear. The only reason that looks amber is because it's got an amber bulb in it. That's a nice little feature that only these guys have that the black series and the chrome series don't. Alright, so already we can see a difference. See how ours are it's just basically a typical circular pattern, right? All of them have their own. The bottom ones are a little bit wider. On yours, you could see it's a very narrow pattern. You see that?
Yeah.
And then a very wide pattern for the high beams. Very, very different tactics. The other thing you can notice too, and you notice this farther back, the new Midnight plank is super bright compared to the Morimoto's. Way, way different. Now, let's talk about installation. How easy were these to install? Was it as simple as plug and play and DRL harness, or did you have to do anything else special to get them to work?
It was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. The only real difference was not using the factory parking plug and then the DRL into the fuse box.
So the factory parking plug is just kind of sitting there disconnected?
So I disconnected those and I actually ran them through my grill, but other than that, they're no longer in use.
Okay. No hyper flashing in the dash, right? So no coding or anything like that?
I've never had hyper flashing, but I have read in forums people have had issues with it in the past.
Okay. So it sounds like it's a very similar install. The AlphaRex has a very similar install. It has a DRL harness to keep the DRLs going. Everything is plug and play, so if you have a standard F-150, everything plugs into the light just like it would. If you have a Raptor, they make a harness specially for the Raptors that includes a CAN bus too, to make sure that you can plug everything still, make it plug and play, and you don't have any hyper flash in the dash, so no extra coding or anything like that required. One last thing. Who do we think is going to be the brightest? Who's going to have the best light output, everything like that? What are the projections? Are you sticking with your Morimotos?
Well, after doing a little bit of research, I'm probably going to say the AlphaRex are going to do a little bit better. So.
Jason, what do you think?
Honestly, I don't know. I've never seen Morimotos in person until today. It's going to be an eye-opener for sure.
We're going to do a couple tests for you guys. We're going to do an output test. We're going to put the trucks side by side in a staggered pattern so you guys can clearly see the light output and see which one shoots farther, which one shoots widest, narrowest, whatever. Second test we're going to do is we're going to put them on a road so you can see how they shoot throughout the road and see if they add any additional contours, right? That's very important for us at off-road. We want to be able to see all the little dips and stuff like that on the roads. Finally, we're going to go find a wall and point the truck straight at the wall and see how the light patterns look side by side to give you guys the best comparison for an off-road use. A lot of you guys are going to be pointing out this is a 2018. It's not a fair comparison because that's more of the Raptor style, which is from the 17 to current Raptors, 17. And the 15 to 17 F-150s. But this is what we're really testing here. This bit right here is what matters to us. This is identical whether you get the 17 F-150s, 15 to 17 F-150s, or the 19 to 20, which is what's currently available now. This part right here is identical, so the light output's going to be exactly the same. Nothing's going to be different on that. There is going to be a difference though on the AlphaRex side. If you get the AlphaRex lights on the 18 model, we are only going to have 2 pods instead of the 3 you see here. That is going to be a little different for you guys that have the regular standard F-150s. All right, guys, sit back, relax, check out the comparison, and let us know what you guys think. And try not to fast forward. Put down in the comments who you thought was going to win before we did the comparison. What we're doing here, guys, is we want to get our genuine reactions from these two guys of the patterns of the lights out on the dry lake bed. So we're going to get the drone up in the air.
Ah, dude, look.
Look at the difference in light pattern.
AlphaRex are a lot more brighter, wider.
Dude, and the width is what got me right now. Wow.
A lot more brighter and wider than the AlphaRex.
Now the Morimotos are a little bit further, but because they haven't been adjusted, right?
Yep.
That's one thing I definitely want to point out. So check out how our light is about, what, 15 feet away from the front? Yours is much farther out. And it kind of shows you which one is pointed and which one is not. So the Morimoto beats us by a hair, like just a hair. But look at how much light is coming out of that, man. Just how wide it is.
Look at the detail. Look at the detail in front of the AlphaRex.
I mean, I'm just blown away by that. That's a lot of light. It's all very skinny here, and it's a usable light. So it's not just, you know, light just to throw light out there like some of the cheaper ones do. That's usable light. So Jason, why don't we have you go and kind of show us where the cutoff lines are to kind of show the difference. So mine right there, right about there.
Okay, I'm gonna actually count it off. So footstep, scientific. About 13 steps.
So the other side, we got kind of a different pattern, right? It's like this bowl pattern.
It's like a jagged pattern.
So go right at the middle peak. Yeah, right about there.
Like 25 feet, roughly.
That's pretty impressive considering we're right at about the same lengths.
Yeah.
With the AlphaRex being the same length and girthier. let's turn the high beams on. All right, go ahead and do the high beams on the Morimotos. Okay, a little bit of a difference. Okay, high beams on the AlphaRex. Whoa, wow. Okay, there's a big difference. So that's the Morimotos.
That's high beams?
Yeah, so what you got is you got more fill light right around the middle. The AlphaRex, we got a ton of extra light at the end.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of extra light right there at the end. Makes a huge difference. It is bright though. Holy shit, that's bright.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, just look at it's like looking at these two right now. It's almost like a transparent white from the Morimoto.
Yeah.
And like the light coming off the AlphaRex is more of like a robust, super bright white light.
Do you know what Kelvin rating those are?
5500.
5500, yeah.
Do you remember what the AlphaRex was?
It was like around 6,000, I believe.
That is just cool.
This is what everybody wanted to see. This is
What's the two biggest headlight companies right now for the F-150s right now on the market, so.
All right, guys, so next test we're gonna do, have these trucks go in a straight line at slow speeds to show you guys basically the contours of the road that they can pick up. This is a very important test to us off-roaders. See how they do. So on the left side, Morimotos. Is that the right way to say it? Morimotos? Both have similar cutoff lines. You can tell the difference in Kelvin rating, right? So ours have a little bit more blue to them. So it's a little bit more white than his. And his are definitely high. They're tuned a little high. You can definitely tell.
Whoa! Wow!
But basically, you can tell that my high beams need to be tuned. They're all over the place. Yours are pretty spot on in the middle, but it's like your low beams are pointed low and your high beams are pointed way high.
Yeah.
And then I got one that's like angry at me and giving me the eyeball.
Googly eye. Googly eye high beams.
Yep. But it is a difference. Look at the size of the high beam pattern on the AlphaRex compared to the Morimotos. It's about twice the size on the AlphaRex side.
We've been after this comparison for like at least
Almost a
year.
Almost a year. We've been trying to get this comparison going for almost a year, so thanks a lot, man, for coming out and helping us out with this.
Check them out on Instagram, leadshark_F150.
We are filming this closing of the video a couple days after the actual comparison, and we did this for a reason. I think I wanted to make sure that we process what we saw and give everybody a fair and honest review of the comparison between the two trucks.
They both have their pros. Whether you go with the Morimotos, whether you go with the AlphaRex, you're definitely improving over stock.
Yeah,
I think that's
substantially overstocked. The one surprise for me was the Morimotos actually functioned really great on the road test. I think if you guys saw a lot of our comparisons, they had a very different beam pattern, right? It was more of a W shape where there was a lot of light focused in the middle, and then there was light focused on the edges. And I think that little bit of edge light that it had to throw out to the sides really helped it on a lot of the road course stuff that we were doing to get a little bit more detail on the road.
Whereas AlphaRex was a lot of light directly out in front, which is awesome when we're off-road. I can see how the Morimotos would be a little bit better maybe on a street environment.
The AlphaRex definitely has more light output. I think just visibly in the patterns, on the desert floor, on the wall, it was just more light overall. And that was something that was kind of surprising to us, right? I kind of expected Morimoto to be the leader there, but the AlphaRex definitely brought out quite a bit more. There was just more light output coming out. Another area that we want to highlight is the high beams on the AlphaRex. With these LED type of setups, you don't really expect too much output from the high beam.
It's already a lot of light to begin with your low beams. So
exactly. So when we turn on the lights in the AlphaRex, the high beams really stood out, and that was with just one of mine properly pointed. My other one has to still be adjusted. It's a little wonky and pointed up a little bit. The fit and finish on both of these lights are very good. They're actually both very similar as far as the fit and finish goes. They're using very similar materials. The big difference here is the approach. The approach to lighting is very different. One, I think, is going more traditional. The Morimotos are definitely more of a traditional light design that we're used to, but they're using updated technology, LEDs. The AlphaRex is going for something new, right? Smaller pods, more efficient pods with higher light output. So at the end of the day, we really wanted you to do this video so that you guys can decide what's the best for you. Our focus is off-road.
The less lights you have to carry on your truck, the cheaper it's going to be.
Exactly. For us, having all that extra light up front is really, really helpful to reduce my cost overall. I don't have to run as many lights. And for off-road, you need lights up top and you need lights up bottom. The headlights usually don't offer anything, but with the AlphaRex, they do. I think the Morimotos are more going to shine on the street. Now, for our audiences, for you guys, we don't necessarily want to get too much into the specs of all this stuff. We really want to let others handle that. For us, we want to see how these look on the trails, how these look in real life. So that's
how is it going to help me?
Yes, exactly. How's it going to help me? That's why our comparison really focuses on those three areas. How does it look as far as the beam patterns in the pitch dark? How does it look on a road if it's going to add that extra detail that I need to see on a road? And then lastly, how does that beam pattern look on a wall so we can see how efficient it is? We're not going to get technical here on lumens, outputs, or anything like that. We didn't break out a meter because, I think most people don't really care about that. They care about the performance of the light. Hope this video helps you guys make a decision going forward as to which lights you want to set up on your truck.
Exciting news for all Keep It Dirty Off-Road followers.
Come on, get out of the So no matter which lights you pick, you're not going to go wrong. And we've worked with AlphaRex USA and Morimoto to give all of our followers a 10% off code on their websites. So if you go to alpharexusa.com or to morimotohid.com and type in code Keep It Dirty, you'll get 10% off anything in their store.
Sup?
So make sure you guys take advantage of this code. It'll be good to June 15th. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. Put them below. We'll get to them as soon as we can. Let us know if we missed anything we got wrong, anything you want us to test. Put it all in there and we'll get to it as soon as we can. Also, let us know, who did you pick? Who was your clear winner of this video? I know I have different priorities. Mine is off-roading, so I have a clear winner for me. But who did you like? What's your focus going to be? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.